You're Knicks
I
fan.
think that buzzword of culture is thrown around, and you ask, what is culture? And culture is what you do every day. It's not any one particular thing. It's how you approach everything.
Anthony for three. Puts it in! Point territory, but guarded tightly. Johnson cuts left. Now fires a three. It is good! And he's fouled!
Que lo que, Knicks fans? It's been way too long. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Triple M, episode 15, and it's a new season here on Knicks Fans Wilding. Shout out to my guy JP on the off the ball for setting up that hype video. Got me hyped for the start of the season. Shout out to you, my guy JP. But yeah, like I mentioned, it's been way too long. A lot of things has happened. And the NBA season has started since the last time we spoke. And as always, I'm here with my guy, Don Juan. It's been a minute, bro. Tell the people what's really good.
It's been a while, bro. It's glad to be back. Little hiatus that we had, but it's been a warm welcome with the Knicks, man. They're giving us a lot of confidence heading into the season. Even though today there was a couple hiccups here and there, almost blew a game, but we've been talking a whole lot of shit all summer, and it seems like it's been warranted because this team is coming out strong, 4-1 after today's win against the Bulls. We're gonna get more into it in a bit, but hey, like you said, shout out JP though. That intro video had me hyped. I was just watching it right now. It's like every time I watch it, it's just like, wow, man, he did a great job. And then at the end there with the guys hitting them buzzer beaters, he had Julius with the last how he ended the preseason. After he made that, I'm like, yo, I mean, we go to the championship or what? But we gotta pipe down a little bit. We gotta relax. We gotta relax. So it's only 5 games into the season, Juan. Come on now. But I can't help myself, and I know there's plenty of Knicks fans that can't agree with me too. But I'm glad to be back. Get back to work, watch these Knicks games. I mean, we've been working too. We've been 2 games already out of the 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2 games out of the 5, and it's been 3 home games. Like we seems like we've been active too right here. We showing our fanhood.
Yes, sir, man. You already know we gave away a ticket. If you're not following us on Twitter, you have to start following us on Twitter. You got to make a page of Twitter if you're not following us. We gave away the last game against the 76ers. Our guy, Juan V, not Don Juan, another Juan. It's like just, common name. He had one to give away. And shout out to my guy, Juan. That's my brother right there.
Thanks, man. Thank you for showing support. And everybody that participated too, man. I know there was a lot of you that also completed the challenge and pretty much had a chance to win. And we would like to increase the volume of it too, the participation, because at the same time, the more the merrier and the more chance to win. And next thing you know, we might give away 2 tickets or something else, something even more rewarding, because sometimes people want some merch or some jerseys, some Knicks merch, and we're going to get to that sooner than later. But hey, just make sure to keep following us on all our handles, like Triple M said. We got an IG account, we got a Twitter account. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get them numbers up. We're gonna give a prize at 100 subscribers as well. We're almost getting there, so please show love. Comment on the video. Let us know your feedback too, because at the end of the day, that's what keeps the conversation going between all of us. Also, can't forget. Off the Ball Network. That's what we coming out of. Shout out to my guys out there providing us daily content. Honestly, we've been slacking compared to all those guys. Those guys been working their butts off. And shout out to them, man. I mean, you go find anything and everything there from baseball, football, hockey, golf, gambling. Man, you name it, it's there. Check them guys
Betting,
out.
man. Got that
Articles.
Sunday betting. You want to win some money.
Hey, oh, bro, shout out Kenneth, man. Shoot or shoot. Them guys out there, man, with the betting, with that gambling show, they killing it, man. They killing it. He's always winning, and I'm always following him too. Honestly, I be blindly following him. Sometimes I don't even got time to do some research. And you know what, man? I'm gonna trust my guy out here. Follow with the picks. But yeah,
Yes,
make
sir.
sure you guys check my guys out there, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as Don Juan mentioned, we're recording this show right after the nail biting win. Cardiac Knicks are back, and I love
Yeah,
it.
Knicks.
Narrowly winning 104 to 103, barely beating the Bulls. Bulls went on a 12-0 run to end the game. Julius Randle missed two clutch free throws, missed them both. It gave DeMar DeRozan a shot to win the game. But our guy, all defensive, all first team defense is his goal, he stated. And he showed out right there. DeMar DeRozan with the fake did not go for it. Stopped him right there. Wow, what a stop. And man, listen, there's a lot of nuggets to go from this game. So Don Juan, I want to just ask you real quick. Give me your quick analysis of the game.
Man, quick analysis. I mean, it was a bit all over the place. It was from the jump. I mean, it was a game of runs. We go up big or go on a run, and the Bulls go on a run. Then our first team just kind of like shuts down, forgets how to play. The bench comes in, does what they do, bring us back. But honestly, I saw a lot of good things though, especially from Randall, who wasn't clearly having the night that he would like, especially scoring. But he was active no matter what, whether it was grabbing boards, dishing the ball here and there. Maybe he might have forced some things here and there, but I just think that he made himself at least valuable besides scoring. Where I think that we've always been complaining about how maybe he settles with his shot too much, and he didn't this time. I mean, he was off. I mean, let's put up the box score real quick. He was off majority of the game. Even towards the end, he missed some free throws, which is probably where I would critique him the most about some decisions he might have made coming to the
Hmm.
end of the wire. But besides that, I mean, we saw the good from him and the bad, and we got to live with it because at the same time, like that's who he is. Like there's times he's gonna force the play, but the fact that he did it less often than less than more, I was happy about that. And then maybe something that also like stood out to me is the energy that Obi brings off the bench, and that's maybe just me watching all the games as well. But today we saw him come on the court, and it's like, dude, this guy is so fast that he gives us so many opportunities for fast breaks every time. He
Hmm.
keeps the defense honest. Like they always gotta make sure that they can't let him leak up ahead. They gotta make sure that they got their eye on him, and I hope Tibbs sees that because from those first two games that Taj missed, I felt like it was evident that Obi deserves minutes. He's a big game changer on the floor, and not to take anything away from Taj because Taj played great today too, but he there is a lot of times where he's old. At the end of the day, he's older, and he also brings a different vibe to the team as well. But because with his experience, but when you don't need a big man out there and you're playing small ball, bring Obi out there. You don't need to force the big man out there when you don't really need him. Especially Obi's been playing great defensively. He's been switching to guards to bigs, and he's been doing his thing. So let him hold his own.
Hmm.
And I feel like he's done enough to gain some of Tibbs' trust. But we all know Tibbs. This guy stick to his script. He's not going to change it for anybody. If anything, he's done enough tweaking that we probably should all be satisfied, and that's with the change of pace and the shooting hella threes because Tibbs
For
never used to
sure.
do that. But
For
yeah,
sure,
that's
man.
that's that's something. I mean, there's a couple things too, but I'm pretty sure you got some nuggets that you picked off the game too, because there was definitely a lot to pick up from.
Yeah, I mean, kind of piggybacking off of you, you could just bring up the box score there. Julius Randle, I can't believe Lonzo Ball basically shut him down for majority of the second half there. That was pretty surprising for me. But like the things that we struggled with in the Hawks series, that 5 game sample size that people love bringing up, you know, I feel like a game like last year, this would have been a Knicks loss, to be honest, because with Randall being completely shut out the game, we had no other weapons really to go to, and the Knicks would have folded there. But tonight, you saw an all-around game. You see Julius Randle flirting with a triple-double, 9 assists, still coming up with big rebounds. He had about 16, and he struggled to shoot in the ball, 3 for 11. That's terrible. And missing those 2 free throws at the end of the game, terrible. Again, but as you mentioned, it is what it is. That's him right there. We have to live with that, right? Non-debatable, he is the best player on this Knicks roster. You can't say nothing else, you know. I mean, we could go on another debate. Does is he him being the best player on your team win a championship? But we're not talking about this right now. You know, it is what it is with Julius Randle. They were double teaming him a lot like the Hawks series, but
Mhm.
he wasn't forcing it. He was passing the ball, and he got help tonight. Kemba Walker, 21 points. You know what I'm saying? Fournier hit a couple threes there in the first half that I really felt like really kept the momentum. The Bulls started making a little comeback there, and Fournier came on the game and he was lighting it up, shooting them threes, which was real, real important. And also, Obi, we've been seeing it all year, just not this game. This game, he only played 10 minutes. He's only been playing those sporadic minutes since Taj came back, 10, 12 minutes. But again, that and one was huge. That was a huge and one, giving kind of the momentum back to the Knicks right there. And of course, how can we not mention Derrick Rose just continuously bringing the energy? Today, calm 12 points again in 19 minutes. I mean, D Rose just been doing that all year and just a sniper from downtown. Today only took 1 attempt, and of course he made it. He's been an absolute beast from 3 pointer, and it was. What can I say about this game, man? I mean, I'm mad that they made it cardiac Knicks and just gave us a heart attack. But we got to take a W. A W is a W. When we look back at the end of the regular season, we're not gonna be like, oh, we barely won that game. Nah, we won this game, 104-103, gritty, gritty win. You know, our best player did not have it today, but we still pulled it out thanks to Kemba. Just all around game. I mean, you look at that box score right there. It's just all around with Kemba with the 21. You got Fournier with 10. RJ breaking out for 20. He's been the topic of debate for a lot of people. Just really not scoring a ball, but his defense has been A1, so I'm not complaining. And Mitchell Robinson, just anchor in that middle. Just gotta hope that he stays healthy, man, because every game is looking
Right.
crazy. But bro, Knicks improved to 4-1. Give the Bulls their first L, and yeah, man, it's on to New Orleans now on Saturday. So can't complain about this win, though, Juan, at all.
Nah,
Gotta take it.
we can't, and that's what's kind of like for me. You know, we was up so much that, and I was just waiting. I guess we weren't up that much, but I was at least waiting for us to pull away, and it just seems like we couldn't do that. And that was the same thing that happened against the Sixers. That it's like, wait a minute, no lead is safe, no lead is safe. Hold up.
Hmm.
And eventually, yeah, we might have broke off a little bit. The Sixers just couldn't keep up. But the Bulls, man, they fought back, made some tough shots, and those 50-50 balls went their way too towards the end. But now we're talking about it, going through it. Now it's like, okay, maybe I gotta relax a little, because towards the end there, I'm like, yo, don't tell me like we still haven't worked on closing. Like, we brought in Kemba, we brought in Fournier for this to close our games. But then I go back and think how there was some of like the stupid plays that happened. One was Alec Burks on the inbound where he
Oh,
couldn't
what
even get
was
the ball
that?
in. He looked like he was confused. It was like, come on, man.
Twice, three
And then
times.
and then for him, he's been getting on my bad side, and we spoke about this briefly at the Sixers game, where you know Tibbs trusts this guy a lot, gives him a lot of minutes, but sometimes he doesn't really. He like the bad doesn't really outweigh the good, you know. And you, at the same time, he's another guy that he did for us. He did so much for us last season that we kind of need to live with the bad too. 'Cause
Yeah.
most of these vets at the end of the day, like they're already set in stone. Randall, he has a ceiling, but you know, with Burks, it's just like damn, either give Grimes some minutes, either give Quickly some more minutes. Like he just forgets like
I think
that he
that's
has a
why
team.
Burks might be a little in trouble because you see Quentin Grimes when he gets in the game, he brings that intensity on defense, and he's just a sniper on three, and he's younger, you know.
Mhm.
So and then quickly, of course, you know what he brings to the table. So I think that's why Burks might start rubbing fans the wrong way, especially when he just does what he did today. I mean, just boneheaded plays at the end of the game, bad passes. Thank gosh, DeRozan slipped on
Yeah,
that inbound play because if not, it would have been out of bounds. I mean, it would have been Bulls ball timeout. They would have called timeout right there, and it would just have been frustrating. And
that would have been at that point it would have been a whole different game too.
so, I mean, yeah, I could see why Burks is starting to rub people the wrong way, but man, they're 5 games in to a 3-year contract he signed. But you know, his contract is movable. His contract is movable at
It
the
is.
end of
It
the
is.
day. But Tibbs loves that guy, man, for real. Tibbs does definitely likes that guy.
That's his boy. That's his boy. I mean, he bailed us out a lot of times last season, so I can't be mad. There's only 5 games to the season.
There's only
I
five
can't help but
games
overreact. But
into
it's
the
like it's
season.
only 5 games into the season.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about these 5 games, though. We haven't had a show since first 5 game of the season. We already know the Knicks should be 5-0. We should be discussing an undefeated team, but they blew it against the Orlando Magic on Sunday and bounced back on Tuesday to beat the Sixers. So I'm gonna start off first before I hand it to you. That Orlando game, wow, what a disappointment. I was calling the Orlando Magic a G League team for 2 days after we spanked them on Friday. No way they was gonna beat us at home on Sunday, and we let Cole Anthony go off for 29 points, 16 rebounds. Mo Bamba came into the building looking like a little bit of I don't know what you want to call him, Hakeem or something. He had like 16 and 10. He was killing, blocking shots all over the place. And the Knicks went 13 for 47 from three. And you mentioned it earlier. This has never been a Tips kind of thing where his roster just shoots threes. And it looks like the Knicks are gonna be on that old adage: live
Mm-hmm.
by the three, die by the three.
About 3.
And that's what really happened on Sunday. I mean, the Knicks just couldn't get shots, and they had open shots. It wasn't like it was anything crazy.
Yeah.
Orlando didn't do nothing crazy on defense. They were just missing the three. What a disappointing loss. I was like, wow, this could be heartbreaking. But the Knicks came back right back on Tuesday and just spanked the 76ers. Me and Don Juan was in the building with Juan V and my guy Chris. And game was boring. We took control out of it. We had Joel Embiid locked up, couldn't do anything. My man Richard Robinson had him in jail. Shout out to my guy Mitch Rob. And yeah, man, we took care of business like we were supposed to that day at home, beating the 76ers for the first time in 14 games or something like something crazy it was.
Yeah, it was. It's been a while.
So we did what we had to do on Tuesday and came back today and won again to have a record of 4-1. So it's been a good start of the year. I mean, we knew coming into the year what was our strength, and it was that bench, and the bench has not disappointed. Quickly hasn't really done much yet, but you know he's gonna break out of that any game now. And Obi has shown so much growth this season as far as dribbling, looking more confidence, attacking the basket, doing it all. Obi Toppin showing that improvement he did during the year, and of course Derrick Rose shooting about 60% from 3 pointer. What is that, D Rose? We've never seen that in his life. Completely transforming his game, going to the rack, showing that burst of speed and athleticism that he's always shown. You know, Alec Burks doing his whatever he does, Alec Burks. And Taj Gibson, old man Taj, as you called him, you know, coming in spotty when we needed him. We need Nerlens Noel to come back and stuff like that. So, Don Juan, what you thinking about these first 5 games of the season? Knicks 4-1.
Man, it's just hard to skip over that Orlando game and not be mad at the team for just putting up a dud. I mean, from the jump of that game, you could tell that the effort wasn't there. They were just, I mean, the Knicks were competing like halfway through the game, and it seemed like they were just, you know, it seemed like maybe the next quarter they were gonna recognize that they have a game in front of them, and it never happened. And just like that, you give a young, hungry team that just got embarrassed on their home court a chance, give them some life, and all it took was a bit of Terrence Ross to come into the fourth,
Oh my
give him the
gosh.
green light, and he does it again. I mean, this is not the first time the man has done this, but he did that. He did it on Sunday. Goes for 22 points. He had no points the whole game. 22 points in the fourth quarter, and honestly, no, we've been bashing this guy all this entire episode. But Alec Burks, it seemed like they put Alec Burks on him, and the guy went crazy. The guy went crazy,
Definitely overplayed Alec Burks.
and it is what it is, though. But it sucks. The reason why this sucks even more is because this is a loss. Because this is a loss where we're gonna be thinking back towards the end of the year, like, damn, remember when we
Ah,
lost it? Especially if it's like some playoff implications where it's like, oh, one game here, one game there. These games really matter, and and I liked how the team bounced back though. So I do give credit when the credit is deserved, and the team showed out big against the Sixers. I mean, it was a statement win. The Sixers, granted, they were without Ben Simmons, who I feel like is a bit of the focal point of their team, regardless of how the chemistry is and whatnot. Like, the kid is still a talented player, and they could use him no matter what, at least on the defensive end. Shit, because the way that the guards were balling, I mean, Kemba was hitting. I mean, but Kemba was hitting. I felt like he was hitting regardless because my guy Fat Joe was sitting courtside. He had the whole BX squad on him. He was too much hype. He heard the Joy crack on the loudspeaker. He knew something was up in the air. You knew something was in the air when you walked in the garden. You got the BX anthems playing. Oh man, Ken was like, "Oh wait up, I'm back home. Hold up, bap, bap,
exactly.
bap, bap." And it seemed like that's the game that started it all too, and which is something that we've been wanting to see from Kemba, because
Yeah.
man, Kemba, people been shitting on him, talking about that he's old or his knees. I mean, I feel like anytime I mention Kemba on Twitter, there's always a Celtics fan like talking shit about his knees, like, oh yeah, but when he only plays 20 games, he only plays this and that. He's gonna make 20 points, but he's only gonna play 10 games. Come on, man. But and all in all, I mean, we should be 5-0. I love what we saw from competitive team against competitive teams like the Sixers and the Bulls. I mean, the Bulls heading into this game, I mean, they were the new toy on the block. Everybody's hyping them up. The only reason the Knicks probably wasn't up there is because they lost to the Magic. So it kind of put a little, it kind of like what's that called? It just made it look bad a little bit for. But we had to stand up to the challenge, step up to the plate, and we showed these guys that the Bulls, who are the next up and coming team, just like the Knicks. Shit, I saw a whole lot of rankings or just like Eastern Conference like projections. A lot of people had the Bulls up there. I seen the Bulls top 5, top 4, most, and the Knicks was bottom of the East. Like, that's a little
Playing.
weird, but we'll those receipts are gonna come with time. Let's get a little larger sample size so we could really talk our shit. But it's all right though. We beat the Bulls 1 point, not the way we wanted it, but I take it. Now let's build off of this. RJ is
Exactly.
good to see him coming out strong this game because it was definitely about damn time. My guy was, I guess he was just putting all his attention on the defensive side that he kind of forgot. Like, yo, let's hit some shots. But it's also too. It's only 5 games. It's still everybody's still filling each other out.
Yes,
Like
for sure.
Like
That's what they
that's what I
definitely
think
do.
was going on with Kemba. He probably didn't have the ball in his hands too much, or they didn't know where his spots were. And it's literally every game you see something new. Those first two games you saw a lot of Randall and Fournier 2-man game. Now we're seeing a bit of the Randall Kemba game, or we're seeing Kemba just taking it by himself and RJ kind of creating for himself, driving in a lot. I love that he's using his body, man. He's doing so great using his body, and we saw that today too. I mean, Zach Levine couldn't even hold himself in the ground. RJ came through, bulldozing. I just hope he finishes more consistently, but that's gonna come. That's gonna
It's
come.
gonna come, man.
That's
And he
gonna
just did
come.
that great defensive play at the end of the game, man. What a big defensive play. Do you have that clip, Don Juan? Just find
Let
that
me
clip for
let
me.
me add that clip, yeah, because
RJ
it's
Barrett.
he
Big.
said that was his thing this year, man. He said he
Yep.
was gonna go all
I
out with
loved
that,
it. I
and
loved that he said that.
he has been guarding all the best players on our team.
Let's look at this RJ Barrett together view on YouTube right here. Just big defensive play. I just loved right here how DeRozan. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna try to draw that foul right here. Look at that pump fake. Did not jump. Did not jump. Vucevic rang the defender, so Mitchell Robinson was able to help there as well. So that was a bad play by Vooch, who's usually a Knicks killer, having Mitch help.
Yeah, I
But
mean
if you look at it again right here, RJ just holding it down, not jumping, hands up, no foul, air ball by DeRozan. And the
mhm.
Knicks just squeak out of that victory 104-103. Ah,
Yeah.
man, that was such a big defensive play,
No,
bro. I was
it
like,
was, and I think that that whole I think how RJ handled that situation, that he didn't really jump on that pump. It's probably because all the like RJ's probably been seeing the DeRozan most of his life, because he's seen him in Toronto probably half of his childhood,
good point.
and then he's also a guy that he's probably, at least I would want to mirror my game around like a DeRozan type, maybe expand it with the 3-point shot, but a similar game as him, because DeRozan is a great player. A lot of
He is.
people talk shit about him, but maybe he doesn't shoot enough threes, but that mid range, that midi game is serious. And RJ played it well, played it perfect, and you can't ask for nothing more from your best defender on the team. And he's gonna be doing that
Mm,
every game, day in and out. I mean, Zach LaVine didn't have such the game he wanted. RJ made it real difficult for him. And don't get me wrong, he made some shots. LaVine made some shots, but RJ made it real difficult,
for
made it real
sure,
difficult
man.
for him all night, and I feel like that's just gonna be him every game. He's gonna be harassing these guys. It ain't gonna be easy. He's focused. He's focused, and God forbid he gonna put up 30 on you and playing defense and shutting your man too. Because we've
Let's
seen already.
go.
He shut
Let's
down
go.
Tatum. He shut down Tatum. Who on the Sixers you shutting down? I mean, the Sixers really. I mean, Maxi. The
Nah, he
Sixers
didn't
really
really do it
struggling out
today.
there.
Today was a good showing. Today was a good showing. But he's just been playing defense on anybody who he guards.
Yeah,
Whether it's anybody on Orlando or anybody on the, like you said, Tatum. He made Tatum's life pretty difficult. And on the Sixers, he played a great defensive game too. But Don Juan, let's look into the future right here. The next upcoming game at New Orleans on Saturday, Toronto on Monday, and at Indiana Wednesday. What do you want to see from the Knicks these three games? I mean, it's not getting easy. I mean, New Orleans without Zion, they struggling, but
yeah.
it's at New Orleans, and road games you can't ever just overlook road games at all,
I
especially with
definitely
Brandon
can.
Ingram in the building. Toronto has always been a tough team for us, a divisional game right there. Toronto's always been tough. They come to the Garden, so that's going to be a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And Indiana, I feel like Sabonis is always putting in work against the Knicks and stuff like that. So that's going to be another tough game. Duarte, our guy, the Dominicano Chris Duarte,
De lo mío, de
continues
lo
to get
mine.
guarded. And, Indiana got a good team. I felt like they were a sleeper team this year. And they've been playing up and down, but
Shit,
I felt like they,
I'm still sleeping on them.
yeah, I mean, Miles Turner has had a few big games. and they're not healthy. With Karis LeVert still hurt and T.J. Warren still hurt, so
Yeah.
they're not. They're probably not gonna be back by next week. But that game again is on the road at Indiana. Knicks have not had a lot of success at Indiana in the last couple of years. So, what are you expecting from
Yeah,
these
for
three
me, I
games?
mean, bro, I'm expecting 3-0, baby. Come on now.
Oh
We winning those
man,
games. If anything, the Pelicans, I feel like that's an easy game. Zion is out. And it's just the talent level is just not there for the Pelicans. Unfortunately, Zion's out. That's your 20-12, 20-10 guy easy. Where are you gonna find that? Don't tell me Devontae Graham is gonna do it, but it be the Knicks. It could be the Knicks that they slip up.
play down to the
They play down
competition.
to the comp, and that's something that the Knicks also need to work on. And that's something that I'm glad you brought it up. That's actually what I want to see. I want to see these guys show that they are this top tier team. Because against the Magic, we looked like that the second game, and we
First
went
game.
and handled business. We played them again in our court. We didn't show the league anything. If anything, we just proved a lot of the doubters right. A lot of doubters were like, "You see, it's just the same old Knicks. They just teased us and
Hmm.
whatnot." But I mean, the Pelicans, they're not up there. Raptors, yeah, division rival, but they're at the bottom of the division right now. They don't really have the pieces. I mean, all summer was the Randall Siakam debate, and honestly, I'll take Randall any day. Take Randall any day. And they just don't have enough talent either. They're still in a rebuilding situation. The Pacers is probably the best of the three. They're the one team that I do have at least around the playing category. That's the team that probably matches up the best against us, and I think we need to keep the foot on their necks because that's a team that eventually down the line we're either gonna be fighting for a playoff spot, and we need these wins. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously, we need every win we could get, but it's just the statement wins. I feel like the teams that we need to beat are these three teams. If you're facing the Bucks, it is what it is. If you're facing the Heat, it is what it is. I want to beat those teams, but it's more of a test to see how much we have grown. This Bulls game shows that. The Sixers game showed that. The
For sure.
Celtics game showed that. These three teams that we're facing right here, I don't think that's gonna show anything we don't know. I think if anything, we just need to keep showing who we are with these three games, and that's why I'm projecting 3-0 because we should and we will win these games. You heard me? We will win
Don
these games. You
Juan
heard
with
me? Come
the
on, baby.
big prediction,
Come on,
saying the
man.
New York Knicks are going 3-0, beating New Orleans at New Orleans, coming back home and winning against Toronto, and then finishing it off, tying the boat at Indiana with the 3-0. Don Juan, you went on the air and you talk spicy. Let's see if it
Yes,
backs
sir.
up.
You heard me.
Yeah, man, but Don Juan, it feels fire to be back talking on Knicks fans wilding. We was already wilding at the games. Game one against Boston was crazy. Triple M Don Juan were in the building going nuts. A lot of fans interaction, showing a lot of love, man. That was great. And you already know, like Don Juan mentioned earlier, at 100 subs, another giveaway.
Yes,
Who
sir.
knows what we're gonna be giving away right there? It could be another game. What game you want to go to? It might be a game that we give away. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, you can hit us up because we are season ticket holders. We have every game this season. If you want to go to a game, we're gonna give you a great price on our seats. We got section 111 this year. Every game this season. Just hit us up.
Beautiful seats
You already
too.
know the thing is at the bottom at Triple M. What's up? At Don Juan 607 or at NYK Fans Wilder. You know where to find us. You know where to find us. Don Juan. Give the people a little outro before we get up out of here.
Hey, I was gonna say guys, but hey, Nick fans, thank you guys for listening, and for whoever's watching, this is we we release on Twitter. Nah, that's our live videos, but we're on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Mario said after 100 subscribers, we're giving out prizes, giveaways. We're going all out because at the same time, you guys have put us here. We reached this milestone with you guys, the followers, the fans, the Nick fans. sticking together, and we appreciate it. And make sure to follow us on all our platforms. Triple M, what's up? Don Juan 607, Knicks fans wilding on IG, Twitter, and yeah, thank you for the continued support. Remember, check out Off the Ball Network. You guys are always holding it down. All your sports needs are there. Check out the websites. There's different articles that will keep you entertained too, because they're not only just videos and whatnot. They're also putting out written work that you can take your time. A little newspaper, a little ride on the train, a little laying down on the bed, need to catch up to your sports. Let me see what my guys on Off the Ball are holding me down with. But it's glad to be back. Gotta give you that fight, them fire takes, always. And it's been a while since the Knicks been on top, and we can't get too cocky. We need to remain humble. It's been a while since it's been up here, but we need to show these people that we know how to win too. You heard me?
Let's get it. You already know the vibes. It's your boy Triple M. And like I mentioned, it's so good to be back in the building with my brother Don Juan. And yeah, Knicks fans wilding. Just make sure to check it out all season. There's a lot of things in the works right now. We're gonna be having a lot of fun this season. So make sure to subscribe and give us that thumbs up. Give us that thumbs up, man, for your guys, Don Juan and Triple M. And as always, as we get up out of here, I tell you all the time, man, enjoy life. Life is very fast, very quick. You got to make the best of it. Thankfully, the Knicks are having us have a great time right here on this fast start by the New York Knicks in our first 5 games, 4-1. It's good to be back with the people. You already know this is Knicks Fans Wild. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.